I just wanted to talk about what's in the air besides for the Grand Cross, Mars, Pluto, full moon, sun, opposition thing going on. Whew. Um, Besides for that, see, we need to take advantage of, see, we'll never be able to do this without the so-called spiritual people here to let us know of the highest or the higher version of ourselves. Sounds like I said higher virgin. But it's interesting to think of it that way. Pardon me, I think there was a cat over here. And I want to thank Kim Cast and all the others who are even thinking about throwing some help my way in the form of donation into PayPal and Cash App. But I wanted to get on with the real conversation I wanted to have, which is it's kind of difficult. But if you notice, we're coming on to a full moon. It's like now it's getting closer and closer, and it is going to set off a T-square. But at the same time, see, the Venetian ruled sun, which is saying that we have to look at what Venus is doing. It happens to be, Venus is trining Neptune. It's involved with a trine with Mars, and Mars is also doing a trine with Neptune. Now, getting back to the highest version of ourselves, how do we look into it? How do we work it? Well, that's a really good question because, right, what is the self? Now, we're never going to be able to get into that realm of the nature of reality, which is it's as good as spirituality. If we are getting so disconnected from even having the conversation as to what reality really is, then it gets into woo woo. Might as well ghost outer space, and then call everything having a spirit, the spirit of, and it's like okay, fine, but it's possible to know the nature of things also, and to keep going. It really is. See, that's what Aquarius says. Aquarius says, dare look into it without going completely blind. That's saying something there because we aren't really fit to see God with our bodies, and our eyes and stuff. It talk about going blind. It's like trying to look at the sun over there, but no, there's a big but with that because the very getting back into the heavier subject matter that we need to start looking into to survive whatever we have just going through with the square T Grand Cross that happens to be doing a number on my mind. And here I am, see, I'm a spiritual person, and it's like, no, the spiritual people are going to save the day. In fact, it is that very genre of thinking, I guess, if you want to say. And what is it really? There's a whole way of talking about it too that is very vague. If you want to know it, if you want to call it spiritual, then you might as well say that too, right? But this is what's needed now to be able to work this time that we're going through. But really, it's this way all the time. But how do we take advantage of how it really is? Like right now, like say right now, to take advantage of this passage, which says, "No, do you have your spiritual armory on? Are you getting your spiritual life in order?" Because that's what's going to be able to remain buoyant. Talk about staying resilient. There's my sweetheart. And
Ditto baby.
she has been doing constipation, and it's been kind of an intensive thing that I think she should be taken to the vet. So I'm going to arrange that with some people who are offering that to me. And getting back to the highest version of ourselves. Now, this is what we're talking about when I'm talking about our higher version. See, there's what the narcissist might not know and might not be doing good with. Us, us, she's so special. She has little troubles, though. And so I think she should be taken to the vet. I've been kind of looking at it, and it's like, well, this is a possibility that this is happening, maybe with the food that they're eating, but maybe she ate some dirt or something. Because okay, we're talking about the cat now. But we'll get through this. We're going to get through it. See, this is the same. It's like, ugh. See, I can feel the material in her guts, and I'm trying to loosen it with like sound vibrations, my voice, and even getting her to purr, and just I've been shooting liquids into her, mixed with well, some oils, whatever. Like the fish oil is the best, right? And she has some of that paste that can, and so I'm thinking of laxatives right now, but I think there is a problem that's worth taking to the vet and clearing it out and then starting from scratch, you know what I mean? And then keeping up with putting the oils in there and stuff because that's what they need. Apparently, maybe some of them need that, you know. And so thanks for listening to this. But getting back to the highest version of ourselves, babes. Well, that's a big question mark, especially thank God for Buddhism over there who says, but where are you? Have you thought about it? Like, have you really tried to look? If you're hung up on the physical body, that's not it. See, there is an I. It's an amazing thing because it sticks with the I am kind of philosophy, which isn't a philosophy, by the way. You just have to be willing to experience the now. And this is one of the things I wanted to keep talking about. See, I don't know how much time here if they're going to cut me off, but I've got plenty of time. So welcome to this meditation during the Grand Cross, building up here. This is the 15th. And see, you have infinite access. You have a possibility that is actually infinite. And see, that's the real you. That's actually the real you, and that's what's so difficult. If you are only mind oriented and even body oriented, to be able to pick up on that. And it's very much, sorry, I'm looking to see what my cat is going to be doing because she has this constipation problem and she kind of goes around and it's really a problem where she's just trying to relieve herself but she can't. And so I've been closely looking at it, and I think, you know, today or tomorrow, really what's happening, see, what I'm very intuitive about it. She has a lot of material in her intestines, and until that's cleared out, I'm not going to shut up about it, apparently. That's just me, and talk about, like, wow, you know, wouldn't you love to free yourself up to be able to solve all of these problems? And one of the main things that seems to hold us down freedom-wise is money, which there's a way to look past that, right? Especially if you have love in your life, and I'm not saying to just try and be a gold digger and find that person who is going to patch everything up. But see, getting back to the highest version of ourselves, there is talking about the versions of ourselves. There is like infinite amount of versions of ourselves. See, this is what's not understood and why it's so difficult. Maybe because we want control. And a Buddhist or the spiritual person would say, you know, ultimately, you don't have control of the highest version of yourself. If you did, it wouldn't be a high version. Because the highest version of yourself, ladies and gentlemen, is never not going to be now. It's always now. And there's where it's mystical. It's like, what is it? Hi. It's like, hi. You know, are we okay with just being with it? You know, being with it. How I move my camera around just to follow a cat around, and you don't know what else I'm doing throughout the now, because boy, isn't that something complex? And there's where it's, you know, it's not all there is, but we are in this density where when you hear it, you're like, you know what, I have a sense of now, you know, and that's huge. It's, you can call it the density, because why? Well, see, there's a lot of limitation here. I was talking about, now I don't want to talk about our limitation, but that's part of the highest version of you if you can accept that there are limitations here across the board, and find out how to work the program. You know what I mean, right? And I say it's an amazing video game, and you might wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm going to stick with the highest version of me. Now, what is that, though? So you say, what is it? Well, it's certainly now. But no, you have something like, say, with me, babes, I have. Isn't it a great idea to now, getting back to our highest version of ourselves, which is an infinite possibility. Really take it away from your mind's limitation on now. You're like, really? I have just say what Abraham Hicks talks about is don't limit yourself to what is. See, I have to get really practical right now, and it involves getting partnership with people who say, yeah, we like this idea because it just does nothing but keep us in what? You know, I'm not really a materialist, but I'm thinking about a fucking motorcycle still. Still. I'm thinking I can rearrange my whole entire fucking living situation so I can get my black motorcycle and a helmet. And believe me, I have a major, see, I have an infinite possibility that I pulled out like one version. And it's like, that's very possible because, first of all, you already studied some of it. Well, I'm seeing it all around me and I'm seeing the versions that they're creating for themselves. And I'm like, pardon me. Pardon me. I'll leave a little legacy just like my great-grandpa did because I happen to be the highest version of my great-grandpa. I happen to be. We all know about that. It's like, it's now, bitch, and what are you going to do? Well, of course I'm going to build something that says, no, this is a practical way to live, and I want to go agriculture. I want to go agriculture. I know it seems like it's work, but no, if other people see I'm living to, who do you think can do it? Can we round some people up and get on that piece of land? See, I don't want to tell anybody my idea for structures, but again, you know, it's like, what else are you going to do? See, I know it takes money and it takes, and they're going to shove us with taxes, but see, this is just one tiny possibility out of so many, and that's the highest version of you who says, you know what? I'm not attached to that idea. I'm not attached to that. I'm not going to run for that. I'm not going to choose this or that. But eventually, see, when you do have the ability to work, and everybody does, right? Doesn't everybody have the ability to work their infinite possibility? Now, I want to make it possible for other people. See, it's not just living for me. See, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling alone here. And see, all these people there, they live for themselves. Over there, the last ones to get coming back themselves into my property here, my fucking arena, my land, my world. It's really my earth, my universe. What the fuck do you think you're doing here? You think you're the only ones here? Okay. See, I don't want to leave. But it's like, well, imagine creating your own little fucking place that is, it's like it's starting from scratch again, which is like, I don't mind that. And if it leaves, see, if it leaves a legacy behind, see, somebody wants this place. They want it bad. It's not just, here, let me take this off your hands. I know you're having a hard time. No, it's more like, first come, first serve on my offering. It's no less than $1 million here. Sorry, I know what I have here, and I know what you want. And I will pick and choose who comes here. It's going to definitely be somebody who intends on living and holding ground like I do here. Just for the dream life that says, you know, in their infinite possibility, their version says, yes, Shauna, I want the life that you are trying to hold together. I will put the roof on everything and I will fix but I love this place. And the quails, I want to take care of them. See, that's the thing I worry about. And look at how many trees I have here. God, I love these trees. See, but we can plant trees. It's important to plant trees wherever you go. Don't think that you can't just plant trees and take care of them. Plant them and take care of them. Because in 15, 20 years, you're going to have a fucking forest and you're going to have shade and you're going to have, not only that, see, my idea is to do agriculture. I want like 15 peach trees. And we're not going industrial. We're going to help the people around us. See, I put, I don't know, I put a box up there, and I'm not attached to this or anything. It's like, well, what do you expect? But I put a box of my apples up there, and the whole box is missing. It just, boom, and the bags are left. And it's like, okay, so somebody wanted the boxes too, and the whole box, fine. Those are selfish people, though, but not really. If they have a family of 9 and they're all hungry, I'm happy. But can I have my box back? When it's like, no, I have another box. But it's like, whoa, it kind of discouraged me. It's like, you know what? That's theft. The bags were there. They could have filled up the bags. I left plenty of bags that they could have filled them halfway and emptied out the box and leave the box. But no, this is like, I'm fucking like this. And I'm like, and no note that says, thank you. We are so happy. You have just given us, my family who was starving, 6 pies because we don't have any food this week. Thank you. See, that's what I was getting before, but this, because I would fight back against this fucking ungodly scene that's encroaching here. It needs, I already have a plan for that, which takes money. People are not taking me seriously. No, you just put it together. Fucking put it together like the government puts it together for them, for these big babies who live by a law, by rule of rewards and getting little ribbons and little plaques. And I will fucking give you your ribbon and your plaque. A lot of people have failed. They get the shit mark from me. Because we know that you took the deal from the state and it polluted the land. You get a #1 brown 3rd place shit mark. Congratulations, you fucking polluted this place coming here. After 35 years, you get the biggest fucking trophy. Next, fucking hire people. See, I would hire people just like me, old ladies who are like, they would love to change something about it, but what they're doing is they're putting stickers on the stop signs that says, stop the shame apartments, because there's this one guy named Shane, big money encroachers who are working an agenda for the state. Really, it's just to stack and pack people in here, and then light it on fire and kill a bunch of people too. Big conspiracy with the sewer that's going on too. They want that everybody to be on the sewer so that what? So that they can create a fucking natural disaster. See, I'm so on top of it here. It's not funny. Now, getting back to the highest version of ourselves, now the highest version, which nobody knows, and I went right to it, is just an infinite possibility. But we're talking about infinite possibilities of a version that you can go through in one day. That's who you really are. Really, you don't have a choice. Now, do you? Do you give yourself a choice? When it's the moment, when you need to spontaneously act. If it's just your awareness that goes like this, just to save your fucking ass from getting your head severed off because something is coming from that way. Do you know narcissists who you can say, look, and you're going like this? It's just because there's a fucking unicorn flying through the air, and they go like this. They look the other way. Well, are we done playing that game with those kinds of people? What kind of version is that? They are a fucking subduction zone. Excuse me. But see, do we worry about that? Does our highest version worry about that? No. No, because we're staying buoyant. It's like, well, at least I got to saw the fucking I saw it, but these people are poor be witnesses, right? They ain't gonna be with it. They ain't gonna be with it. They got no wits. They ain't got no witness. They ain't being with shit. They're only with their deficit, like how to like a gaslighter. You know what I mean? I have been through so many gaslighters. I mean, you just notice it. And when you're super sensitive, you can say it's only 2, and it's like, that's enough for me. I've been through so many. You know what I'm saying? But the women are the worst. Women gaslighters, I saw one the other day. I have to free up some storage. I saw one the other day. I noticed it. It's like, you know what? That person has the same fucking signature as that other gaslighter that I invited into my house because it's like, well, you feel sorry for some of these people, right? Because they are in need and you think you're going to work something out and they really put it on the table too, right? They're hardworking. And it's like, well, I would rather give you a deal, but they're like, no, I want to take both of this section for $800, okay? And I'm like, but I'm offering you just half of it for $300. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is if they have a life that they can't fucking let go of, that's, talk about a version of yourself that is pathetic, because if you really hang on to, if you think you're just going to, really, down to your body, if you think you can hang on to that, well, where is your monastery full of these people that are running to fucking save their fake ass shit? And pardon me saying that, really, because we're not fake. We are delicacies here. But see, some people will try to stitch themselves up, right, to hang on to what? Some people are getting a breast implant, whatever flips your fucking skirt as far as the version that you think you can be. that you can hold on to that isn't an infinite possibility living now as just an availability to the present moment. Thank you again. I'm ready and I do not want hindrance. I'm thinking I can do this alone. You're always doing it alone. What are you going to do? See, if it's narcissists you're worried about, employ them. Make them work for you. They don't know what the fuck to do. See, I was just thinking, see, my idea, really, the possibility to see the right thing, to try and build a community that works self-sufficiently, really, that has a contribution towards the outer, that says, no, we grow peaches, we grow apples, we grow, and we are giving. Otherwise, it's a waste. And just brainstorming this morning, thinking about it, because there is a presence in my life who has been trying to give me and has been giving me everything that I need, as a need or something, and that's kind of illusory, right? Because we can't expect that that's going to work. What are they trying to get out of it, right? Is there good communication? And at this point, I have a life that I need to move forward with, as long as I'm straight with my own communication and I set boundaries, as far as whatever the fuck people are fucking game they're playing. The truth is that some people are leaders because not only they are doing something first, the reason why they're doing something first, whatever it is, it's usually trend setting, that a narcissist says, oh, you know what, I think, and they won't even acknowledge the leader, right? They just make it their idea, and it's like the leader's like, yeah, no, because it's a good idea to get a piece of land and do agriculture and grow trees wherever you are and create a fucking human forest, because what else has been here? You really think that nature is happening out there randomly? No. The massive quarries you see, like with water running through it, called mountains and wilderness areas, you might want to rub your eyes and look again. It could be a massive mound of ruins that you're sitting on that once was like a city castle that had its own ecology, literal fucking geologics, where that they were so huge in structure that the waterfalls ran because it was creating its own weather, and that's the way they used to live not too long ago, using free energy, not weaponry, but accessibility to it. And that's where we really want to go, as far as if there was a version of ourselves that we want to reach for and keep reaching for, this thing that we think we can do with this fucking godforsaken place already yet. Thanks for listening, and thank you again. There are leaders here, and it's like, you know what, 95, 94, 96% of the people want to be led by 4% of the people. Now, how do we change it to where it's like, well, stop listening to the antisocial arena over there and stop giving them money. Stop working for them. I don't know. See, what are we going to do with that? They right now, and I know I'm not looking at any of it, but they're trying to have a separate monies system. And as far as I'm concerned, I have been hooking into it. See, they're trying to suck the change down as much as they can, but why can't we go and start pulling the change out and just, it's going to keep mixing up like that? Comment section down below. I really don't give a fuck. If it starts becoming illegal and they start robbing the stuff that I think they have here, which, ladies and gentlemen, we are already robbed a long time ago. From whatever our forefathers were thinking about, which were they even thinking on their own? See, did they think that they have a choice? Was that choice given to them by a blueprint? Were they not working in infinite possibility? Did they not go along the ley lines of the truth and say, no, we are all here? See, that's what the Indians were doing, and we don't even know who those people were. We really don't. We are listening to a crock of shit, but we do have history. See, my family tells history. See, my great-grandpa, he was exactly half Osage Indian, the one that built this place that I'm living in, because his mother was whole-blooded Indian. But see, at that time, by that time, that she's 16 years old, getting pregnant with him, by her owners, basically they're a slave now, being owned by, because how long does it take for genocide to go on that they killed not only 45 million of those people, but 60 million of their buffaloes, because that was their food source, and they could not win without that weaponry, because the spiritual life is way stronger, and that's what we need to activate now. Look into it. Just grab onto it. Listen to spiritual people now. Seek them out. Don't turn on an evangelist. You need a shaman. Find a guide. Find some shamanic fucking guru that you can hear. If you're lucky, they are in your face right now telling you that they speak in a different language. They can translate all that shit that the Christians are trying to tell us. See, that's the problem we have with that hexing over there, who they throw scripture at us, and it's like, and when you get a feel of these people, they are a blackout. Talk about that fucking cardinal goddamn. Pluto opposite Mars. Sun opposite moon, and that moon we're coming on to is Aries. And Aries isn't going to let anybody be anything but the highest version of themselves. And did you get clear on what that was, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing but now. What the problem we have with your narcissism, favorite subject matter, is that when they pick a version of themselves, or even you, it's the lowest. Right? That's the problem we have with them. They hit a low and they can't get out of it. I mean, when you hit a low, if you have one standing next to you now, when you're at your lowest, when you're saying, "Oh God, I lost and I don't know what to do and I can't see," and they're like, "Oh God, I'll," and it's like, no, see, be careful, because they are getting close to the lowest version of you. Whoever they are can't pull you up out of it. See, that's the thing, is that a narcissist. It's a problem. Is that why they're so toxic? Is that they'll glom onto the lowest version of even themselves, for sure. And then they're glomming onto your lowest version. And it's very common, the story is, and you can find the post or wherever, it was a beautiful thing. It's like, the way they stated it, it says, it's not always that person that has been there when you were down is going to be there for you when you're trying to grab your upside. Now, see, the thing is narcissistic traits, it's just a natural mechanism. When we get down on our luck, we lose our job, and maybe we lost everything, right? And now we don't know how to ask for help. See, that was my problem, and it just came, oh God, terrible. Like, you can get stuck because everybody wants to stick you there, and they attack you. You get reactive abuse. And it's like, babes, I am weighing things out. I can see the way that things are. I'm not like fragmented to reality. The only solid stream that you can delve into that is not a fragmentation is your highest version of yourself, and that is reality. This moment now. Meditation is here to bring you into it, and that's why I want to leave from here, because it's like, you people don't know how to meditate. Now, I want sanctuary, don't you? We can talk about that space of meditation, which is ultimately, it's love, and it's like, there isn't anything else about, babes. If you want a solution, if you want an answer, even to how you're going to spend all of your money, you're going to have to slow down and get into this, the highest version of you.